Okie dokie. So, with any luck, we should be able to knock out writing equations with shifted hyperbolas today. And then tomorrow we'll do ask a question and answer session on anything. And then starting Wednesday, we'll have our little assessment over the first chunk of this. Now, as of right now, we all know you have two different hyperbola equations. You have the quantity x minus h squared over a squared minus quantity y minus k quantity squared over b squared is 1. Or you have it flipped around the other way. All right, you get these two. Now, as we also know, is as you go through this, your a value is always, well, first of all, your h and k are the center. Your a value is always, always, always the distance from the center to vertex. Your b value is the center. Now, hyperbola doesn't technically have this, so we still call it the covertex. Axis of the conjunctive axis, I believe is what they called it in CUDA. And then your C value is still center to foci. So what we're going to do today is we're going to write the equations given some specific information. For example, so happen to have a question here. Let's say we have vertices at -1 and 5, -1 and -5, and foci at -1 root 29 and -1 negative root 29. So first thing you want to do is you want to decide which direction is this going. So you want to do a quick little rough sketch. So if you have vertices at -1 and 5, and -1 and -5, that tells you right away it's got to be opening downward and upward. Okay? So if you forgot which one is that, is it going to be an x squared first or a y squared first, you can always go back to your apps button and look at the hyperbola, and you'll see, twist this a little bit here, since this is up and down, that means your y squared comes first. So we know this is going to be a y squared, y minus k, quantity squared over a squared, minus x minus h, quantity squared over b squared is 1. So we know it's going to look like this when we're done. So first thing we do is to figure out where the center is. Well, remember, the center is going to be at the midpoint of the vertices. Well, it just so happens the vertices are on the same vertical line, so they're on the same x value. So you're in the halfway point is when y is 0. So your h and k is going to be at -1 and 0. Okay? Now we also know that your foci is root 29. So root 29 is a little bit more than 5, so it's up here. So that means my C value, well, first of all, we know your A value is 5, so A squared is 25. Our C value is the square root of 29, so C squared is 29. Now remember, in hyperbolas, when you're solving for the C squared, your C squared is always going to be A squared plus B squared. So it's 25 plus what is 29? Well, that's easy. It's 4. So you have your b squared is 4. Here's your h, here's your k. Now remember, I've always said this, anytime that you have a y squared hyperbola or an ellipse or parabola, you got to be careful when you put in your ordered pairs, because this is very simple for you to flip-flop them by mistake. So it's super important to make sure you label everything so you know where everything goes. So you wind up with this, an answer then of y squared, because your k value is 0, over 25 minus x plus 1 quantity squared over 4 is 1. There you go. Hope all is well. If you guys need anything, let me know. Talk to you guys later. Oh, you've got a couple problems on formative, just in case you weren't wondering.